Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video, as always, we're here to discuss the latest and breaking news coming out of the football club, and also we'll be looking into and predicting Rangers versus Marseille. But before we go any further, as always, just a friendly reminder in case you are new around here and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, it's free, it's right down there, it doesn't cost you anything and it just helps us, the nation, well or truly on our way towards 55k. Now, story number one, we are finally going to be breaking down and discussing just the news that's been happening with Alfredo Morelos, especially the last week, because let's be fair, there's been speculation all summer long that Alfredo Morelos will be here or there. There was the Newcastle move, odds slashed by the bookmakers, that all kind of came and went. And now this week, especially in the last 48 hours, it's Morelos to Crystal Palace. That is everywhere. And it's so strange because the reason it is everywhere is because odds have been slashed once again on Morelos moving. There's been a tweet and also there's been a photo of Alfredo Morelos. So without any further ado, let's dive in and talk about it. Starting off with the Twitter side of things then, shall we? We are being led to believe by certain media outlets that Alfredo Morelos is unhappy and unsettled and he's forcing his way out to the Glasgow Rangers. This is why he has retweeted this. Now granted, the tweet itself isn't a great thing to retweet. I mean, let's be fair, if a player was retweeting and being linked with another club, would be going absolutely crazy. And if this had been Alfredo Morelos' first ever offence, we'd be thinking to yourself, wait a minute here, maybe the press is right. But when you look at Alfredo Morelos' history with social media, especially on Twitter, it's a little bit murky, to say the least. And the reason I say it's murky is because you look at Alfredo Morelos' timeline, it's constant retweets at Alfredo Morelos. I mean, I'll throw a picture up. That's today, okay? Look, it just retweets everything that gets said about the guy. And if you want to investigate even further in Alfredo Morelos' mishaps on Twitter, remember last year, 2 times he retweeted links to a Turkish club. Did he move to Turkey? Nah. Did he end up deleting those tweets once it was pointed out to him what he was retweeting? Yes, just like the one he done the other day. I mean, Alfredo Morelos retweeted a Celtic fan taking the piss out of him because he thought he was saying something good about him at the start of the tweet. Now, in no way am I suggesting that I am 100% right about this situation and I know what Alfredo Morelos is retweeting and what he's not. Everyone else is wrong, they're wrong. Not at all. I'm simply giving my opinion on it, and that's why the comment section's there down there for you guys to get yours. I simply think Alfredo Morelos goes onto Twitter, checks his notifications and just goes with retweets, especially if they're mentioning how well he is playing. So we've now discussed the first bit of evidence that Alfredo Morelos is forcing his way out of the Glasgow Rangers. Moving on to the second one, it is this picture right here. Now, as you can see in the picture, Alfredo Morelos is sitting there with his missus through and checkout, meaning yes, he is boarding a plane. And some are suggesting that Alfredo Morelos is going down south to discuss plans. He has been sent down there to discuss plans as Rangers wrap up the newest signing, Helander. Well, in reality, every single player had the day off. They didn't have to report back to training until Friday, so everyone had the day off. Alfredo Morelos wasn't sent down south to complete the move. And is it just me, but if a player was moving to another team, I think you'd want him to do it pretty promptly. I mean, you wouldn't want him sitting there, chilling there, having a breakfast with his missus and strolling about the airport. You'd want him from A to B as quickly as possible, and surely an agent would be there, not just him and his missus. And lastly, regarding this entire situation, Alfredo Morelos has flown numerous times down to London since he has joined the Glasgow Rangers. He likes to go shopping down there, likes to go shop with his missus, so I didn't see why this is now relevant now. Maybe because everything's going well at the Glasgow Rangers and the press are trying to stir things. I genuinely think it's just absolutely hilarious that they've had these two little crumbs and the clickbait websites and the newspapers have put them together and it just went, oh, like the Rafiki to Simba and saying, Alfredo Morelos wants out. They've done that while forgetting 2 of the most important pieces of this transfer puzzle. One, the manager, by the way, Steven Gerrard, who just a couple days ago confirmed that there's been no interest in Alfredo Morelos. There's not been one conversation with any club. There's been not even any whispers of a bid. He is unaware of any transfer interest in Alfredo Morelos, bar the speculation that's made up. And also, right at the end of that interview, he said if any club is interested, he won't be going late in the summer. So if they did want him, they'd have to come in now for Alfredo Morelos. And if they were coming in for him, it would have to be a really big offer for him, which pretty much bitch slaps the storyline that Rangers have to offload Alfredo Morelos as soon as possible for whatever they can get to cover their cost of what they've spent already in the summer. And last but not least, they've ignored the man himself, who 3 days ago on Instagram with a picture of his first goal for the Glasgow Rangers with the caption, "There's more to come." So he's looking forward to scoring more goals for the Glasgow Rangers. That's weird. I thought he was unhappy and wanted out. And with all that being said, we have now reached the end of story number 1 regarding Alfredo Morelos and the transfer saga. You've heard my say, now it's time for you guys, the nation, to get your thoughts and opinions out there. Do you think Alfredo Morelos is forcing his way out of the Glasgow Rangers? And 2, do you think Rangers will sell him this summer? Now, when I'm reading out this poll, you might think to yourself, CJ, why is there so little votes on it? That's because I just posted it 5 minutes ago, because I thought I did post it, but I left it on a draft because it failed to send. So I do apologise if I miss out your comment or anything like that. But as it stands right now, 67% of the people votes for no. They do not think this is real, and they don't think Alfredo Morelos will go to Crystal Palace this summer. Parag Patel, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, buddy, says, we get the same with Zaha. Oh, he wants to leave, yet there's never a transfer request. I think he's talking about made up BS by the media there. Roy O'Neill says hopefully he stays. Dylan Sharkey writes in, Tog Gerrard says there is interest from certain clubs, then I'm not buying any of it. It's just simply paper talk. Danny Woodward writes in, accidentally pressed yes, for God's sake. Well, you've just ruined the whole video, Daniel. Come on, son. Matthew Winter says, don't think he'll leave this season. He may get a better offer if he stays. One more improves on his already impressive stats. And the last one we'll read out comes from Alex H. He says, I think he is a better than Crystal Palace. Paper talk for me. The boys who usually go around with their info on rumours haven't mentioned it. I think that's a good point as well. Most of this stuff with Alfredo Morelos and picking the crumbs and being spat out is the papers that no one really respects, or even journalists that anybody pays attention to now. It's simply boys just trying to make a wee bit of moolah with our clicks. And now we've reached the last part of today's video. Now, instead of doing a full preview / prediction like we do every single time when we play in someone in the league or the cup or anything like that, we're not going to be doing that in today's video because literally it's a friendly game. There is no way to even look into who will be the starting 11 and break that down, because anyone, and I mean anyone, could be starting this game for Rangers tomorrow. Instead though, we'll just give our prediction and we'll look a little bit into Marseille. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I still hate Marseille because of what they did in 93, but that's here nor there. And if I'm honest with you, when I was doing my notes for today's video and I looked at their last game, their last friendly that Marseille played with their strongest 11 possible, the fact that they got beat 2-1 of Accrington Stanley pleased me. Now, I know because they got beat off Accrington Stanley, a lot of people are going with 7, 8, 9, 10 nils. We will absolutely smash Marseille. But I see that result as being absolutely embarrassing for that team because it was their starting 11. That could just be the kick up the arse that that team needs to wake up. Especially given how much they've been absolutely trolled by pretty much everyone. I mean, even football accounts on Twitter who had nothing to do with the game is retweeting this and tweeting at Marseille, laughing at them. So I think with that being said, I think they're going to be mentally wanting to put out a strong performance, and I think it's going to be a very, very feisty game. I don't see any slow walking friendly games. Nah. You'll have Marseille with a point to prove and something to play for, and I think Rangers, again, because of the history what we've got, we'll want to put one over on them as well. So for me, I am going to go with a feisty game of football where it's going to end 3-1 to the Glasgow Rangers. My head shouting 3-2, my heart saying 3-2 to Rangers, but I'm going to go with 3-1. Makes sense? Absolutely not. And my goal scorers, very briefly, I'll go with Ojo, Greg Stewart and Big Connor Golton. For them, Fabian. Now, with my part of the video all done and dusted, all that's left is for you guys to get your prediction ons out there in the comment section below. And while you guys do that, let's jump over to Twitter and hear from the people. Now, there's already been 1,291 votes. I cannot thank you guys enough. That's genuinely incredible. 6% votes for the draw, 6% votes for Marseille, but the far and away winner with 88% of the votes is a Rangers win. Now, let's see what they've said. Philip Ewan McGregor writes in another 4-0 to the famous with Hasty, McPake, I love that, Davis and Morelos scoring the goals. Bob Steele says, this time of year I wouldn't have given Rangers a chance against a team like Marseille. Now though, I'm hopeful we might sneak the win, although I think it'll be a close and would settle for the draw. I would maybe go 1-1 or hopefully 2-1 to the Rangers. It's funny you say that, Bob, because we actually drew 1-1 with them a couple of seasons ago. I think it was in 2017 season with Nico Kranjčar scoring the free kick. 2 years on, I think we've got a better team now. I hope. Gary RFC 1872 says 3-1 to Rangers, Jones, Defoe and a Tav free kick. Same scoreline, Gary. We're up here, son. Register 5 writes in 12-0 to the famous. Close game, seems like. Peter writes in Rangers to build on what's went over by the last week. 1872 underscore C writes in 3-0 to Rangers. Morelos to score 2 and Ojo to score 1. Callum Bruce writes in 5-0 to Rangers. Hallander to score 3 and Ojo. That's 4 goals, Callum. Andy the Hebridean Bear writes in 3-0 to the famous CJ Defoe. Ojo to get 2. Peter Ramsey says 2-1 to Rangers, Morelos and Ojo. Stuart Ward writes in 2-1 Rangers. Shorty writes in 3-0. And the last one we'll read out comes from Alex H. He says 2-1. Don't know what sort of team he will put out. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people. You've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do by now. Before we wrap up today's video, as always, I need to give a special mention to the legends on the Patreon's account. There will be Patreons only content coming very, very soon. Thank you so much for all the support. If you would like to support the channel directly, the link for that is down there in the description below. And I've been CJ Nova92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.